Welcome to MO Lite. MO Lite is an order system for capital equipment. First of all, you have to have the icon on your desktop. GDE MO Lite workflow. Make sure that you have the right path. In Sweden, we use SWE01. In your country, probably you have another path. Otherwise, it may be slow. So let's go in. Purpose of MO Lite is to have a structured way of handling all the information from your customer to the product company to the production to the delivery of a rig. So what do? You click on new report, then you have machine order GDE, press OK. Probably you will get this up. Click on Start Trusting the Signer, and you will never get it again. All the information you put in here is actually going to steer how we produce the drill rig. So it's very important that you are accurate in the information. And when you have sent it away to the PLM, it's important that you always look into this database for information, because here you get the update of status on your order instead of emailing or instead of calling. So I'm gonna pretend that I'm from Sweden, and I will pick my FAM code, MCS. Probably you have another FAM code if you're not from Sweden. I will pick a customer from Sweden. Also, when you have this in draft mode, you may fill in some things and you press save. You always get this the first time. Then you press save. You will have to, you can always go out and then come back the next day or something and start filling in your order again. Now you see that it's not categorized because you haven't picked the rig. But you can always find your order on your name. Okay, let's continue to fill this in. You want to have the customer tender attached here. It's very important because until we have received the order, it's important for us to know what we have tendered. You may also want to pick the country location. In this case, they're not gonna work in Sweden. They're gonna work in Finland. We have a maximum altitude requirement for 2,000 meters in Sweden. Very low country, but it's very cold up in north. So I put in this up to 30 degrees. Then you have to pick type of sales. Type of sales is something that's also important for us to know. In this case, it's local sales. Terms of delivery. There's a lot of things to choose from. I choose X works, but you can choose other ones. But if you don't know what it means, you have a meaning explanation here. Then you have requested delivery date on customer site. So in this case, I will request this date here. Remember, it's on customer site. This we will take in consideration when we produce a drill rig. And then also estimate the cost of transportation and type of transportation. In Sweden, sometimes there's a penalty. We have a CE requirement. In this case, we need extra language as well, since it's going to Finland and there are Finnish drillers there. And I want the CD as well in this case. In Sweden, they got quite good at commissioning, so they will handle it themselves. But you can see that please download file found on button on the top of your page, which means there is a file up here that can help you doing the commissioning. So here is the commissioning compendium, and it's a checklist for you to do the commissioning in the right and proper way. Let's go down. Now we're into the specification of the rig. In Sweden, we use Diamec a lot, and then you get a lot of choices here to choose from. So we pick a U6, we pick a model, a standard, and each real rig here that you pick from is then connected to how we produce it. So we secure the standardization, also secure the margins on our rigs. In this case, I want to have a big rotation unit. And in Sweden, there's also a lot of surface drilling on the Diamec, so we use a power unit for DT. Then if I want, I also can choose power and current and frequency here, but in this case it's a diesel, but I don't do that. Then I maybe have an option. In Sweden it's very important to have a preheater because it's cold. In this case they are actually drilling in Finland, so even more important. Choose a Trido, and I can also write here extra something that I want some maybe I want some extra brackets for something. It can be something that is not included in the technical specification above, but you know that it exists. Now you see that there's a flow of people that will handle this. David Peterson is the PLM, Ola is the design and development, Åsa is from production, Christer is service engineer, etc., etc. So in this way, the order will follow the right flow through the whole company. So let's save this now, and let's not send it to the product line manager yet, because this is a draft mode. And if you do the draft mode like this, when you get a request from customer, David Peterson can monitor you all the draft modes in the whole world, in the entire world, in order to give the best support to our customer centers and prioritize the best way. Regardless of what, you can always print out the customer order status in this on this form here, and then you see exactly what you filled in. You see the sales conditions, the customer information, the product specification. Did I miss something here maybe? Then also the machine order progress. But since this has not been processed yet, there is no progress. But on the progress, you can see the first promised delivery date. You can see the adjusted delivery date when it changes, which is very important. So when you have filled this in and you feel that, okay, now it's complete. Maybe you have had some contact with your product line manager, etc. If there's some extra, as I just pointed out. When you fill this in, you send it to the product line manager. Then you actually have started the real work in the product company. And all information is included in this real work, which is important. Because we want to have the same rig that you order, we want to deliver the same rig to the customer, which is very important. Then you press send here. You may want to have a copy to yourself, and you may want to put a deadline here. In this case, it's two days away. You can, if you want to extend it or maybe decrease it, it's up to you. The deadline for PLM to handle this order. After you've done this, you press OK. So what do you do then to find your orders in the future? Because now you are finished and you wait for some answers. It will go through the chain here, but you can always press on Customer Center, and then you can find your customer center. In this case, it was CMT Sweden, and you can find your orders and which status they are in. If it's PLM, D&D, production, etc. By that, I want to thank you, and good luck with your ordering all rigs through the MO Lite system.